Have you ever wondered what it takes for a king to lay down his life in a battle? Let's rewind to the year 1632, a time of fierce conflict and political unrest, to the Battle of Lutzen. Here, we find two key figures standing on opposing ends of the battlefield. On one side, King Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden, a man of courage and conviction. On the other, General Albrecht von Wallenstein, a seasoned veteran of war. The political climate was a tinderbox, ready to ignite at the slightest provocation. The 30 Years' War had been raging for 12 years, and tensions were high. The battle was a pivotal moment, a culmination of long-standing disputes and power struggles. For King Gustavus Adolphus, it was a fight for his country, his people, and his very life. With the stage set for a decisive clash, let's delve into the events of that fateful day. Dawn breaks on November 16, 1632, and with it comes the roar of cannons. The Battle of Lutzen, a monumental event in the 30 Years' War, begins in earnest with the Swedish army taking the lead. The initial deployment of troops is strategic, precise, and designed to make the most of the Swedish strengths. On the left, the Swedish infantry, known for their discipline and resilience, begin their march across the misty battlefield. Their target, the Imperial artillery, the backbone of the enemy's firepower. On the right, the famed Swedish cavalry, their horses snorting and stamping in the cold morning air, prepare to flank the enemy. Their task is to keep the Imperial cavalry at bay, a defensive line woven with determination and steel. In the center, King Gustavus Adolphus commands his personal regiment, the Yellow Brigade. His presence on the battlefield is not merely symbolic. Adolphus is a king who leads from the front, his leadership as much a weapon as the sword in his hand. The early stages of the battle see the Swedish forces making significant advances. The infantry, under a hail of enemy fire, push relentlessly towards the Imperial artillery. Despite the odds, they manage to overrun the enemy's position, capturing several cannons in the process. A significant blow to the Imperial forces and a testament to the relentless spirit of the Swedish troops. Meanwhile, the Swedish cavalry, a blur of movement and steel on the right, successfully repels the countercharges from the Imperial cavalry. Their disciplined defense allows the infantry to continue their advance, a testament to the strategic brilliance of the Swedish command. As the battle intensifies, the Swedish forces continue to press their advantage. Each movement, each charge, each volley of fire is a carefully calculated maneuver designed to exploit the enemy's weaknesses. As the Swedish troops pushed forward, their king was not far behind. His presence on the battlefield, battling alongside his men, is a powerful testament to his leadership and the fierce loyalty he inspires in his troops. The Battle of Lutzen is only just beginning, and its outcome hangs in the balance. Gustavus Adolphus, the Lion of the North, was not a king to watch from the sidelines. In the thick of the Battle of Lutzen, he led from the front, galvanizing his troops amidst the tumultuous fray of war. His presence, a beacon of unyielding resolve, spearheaded the Swedish forces against the Catholic League. A seasoned warrior, King Gustavus Adolphus, had seen his fair share of battles. Yet, there was something remarkable about the way he charged that day. His horse, a majestic creature, bore the weight of not just a king but the hopes of an entire nation. And as the fog of gunpowder and the din of clashing steel enveloped them, the king and his steed became one, a force of unrelenting fury charging into the storm. His sword, gleaming with an almost ethereal light, cut through the enemy lines like a hot knife through butter. Every swing, every thrust, seemed to echo the rhythm of his beating heart, a symphony of steel and determination that resonated across the battlefield. The king's charge was not merely a tactic, but a statement, a declaration of defiance and courage that inspired his men to push beyond their limits. Yet even the mightiest lion is not immune to the perils of the hunt. Amidst the chaos, King Gustavus Adolphus was wounded. A bullet, a cruel messenger of fate, found its mark, tearing through his armor and into his flesh. The king reeled in his saddle, pain searing through his body, but he did not fall, he did not retreat. Injured yet undeterred, the king continued to fight, not knowing these were his final moments. The battlefield, a cruel and unforgiving stage, was about to bear witness to the tragic finale of this grand spectacle. But that is a tale for another time. For now, let us remember the king's charge, a testament to his indomitable spirit and his unwavering commitment to his people. In the chaos of battle, even a king is but a man. In the swirling mists and the thunderous roars of the Battle of Lutzen, one man stood out, King Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden. His audacious charge had turned the tide of the fight, but as the saying goes, the flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. Amidst the tumultuous battlefield, the Lion of the North met his untimely end. The confusion that followed was like a chilling wind cutting through the ranks of the Swedish troops. The king, their beacon of hope, their symbol of resilience, was no more. The news spread like wildfire and an eerie silence fell over the battlefield. It was as if time itself had stopped to mourn the fall of the great king. The exact circumstances of the king's demise remain shrouded in mystery and the fog of war. Some say he was shot by an enemy musketeer, others claim he was killed in a cavalry charge, but the details matter little. What mattered was the gaping void left by his absence. Despair washed over the Swedish troops. Their invincible leader, the man who had led them to countless victories, was gone. The morale of the troops plummeted. But even in their grief, they remembered their duty. They remembered the indomitable spirit of their fallen leader. They rallied, their resolve hardened by the loss of their king. Yet the impact of Gustavus Adolphus's death went beyond the immediate aftermath of the battle. It sent ripples across Europe, echoing in the halls of power. His death marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter in the 30 Years' War. The Lion of the North had fallen, but the battle was far from over. The Swedish troops, spurred by the memory of their king, fought on. Their resolve was unbroken, their spirit undying. In the face of overwhelming odds, they stood their ground, a testament to the legacy of the fallen king. The Battle of Lutzen raged on, a fierce testament to the indomitable spirit of a people and their fallen king. With their king gone, the Swedish troops fought on, driven by vengeance and duty. The Battle of Lutzen, that fateful day in November 1632, raged on even after the fall of their gallant leader, King Gustavus Adolphus. This was a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Swedish soldiers, their devotion to their fallen king, and their unwavering commitment to their cause. The Swedish troops, despite the loss of their king, managed to turn the tide of the battle. They pushed back the imperial forces, their fury and determination serving as a beacon in the foggy and chaotic battlefield. The Swedish victory was not just a military triumph, it was a victory of will, of resilience in the face of overwhelming loss. These soldiers, mourning their fallen king, channeled their grief into an unyielding resolve, a testament to their courage and dedication. But the victory at Lutzen, as decisive as it was, had far-reaching strategic implications. It marked a turning point in the 30 Years' War. The Swedish forces, although victorious, were significantly weakened. Their king, their charismatic leader who had led them to numerous victories, was no more. His death left a void that was hard to fill. In the face of such adversity, the Swedish troops demonstrated extraordinary heroism. They made sacrifices that went beyond the call of duty. They fought on, not just for their fallen king, but for their country, for the ideals they believed in. Their resilience in the face of loss, their courage in the face of adversity, served as an inspiration to their allies and a warning to their enemies. In the end, the Battle of Lutzen was a victory, but it was a victory tinged with sorrow. It was a battle that demonstrated the strength of the Swedish forces, their ability to overcome adversity, and their willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice. The Battle of Lutzen was a testament to the spirit and determination of the Swedish troops, a showcase of their unwavering commitment and their unyielding courage. The Battle of Lutzen was a victory, but one that came at a great cost. The death of a king is a loss to a nation, but the sacrifice of a king is a beacon to history. The death of King Gustavus Adolphus at the Battle of Lutzen in 1632 was a turning point, not just for the 30 Years' War but also for Sweden. His loss was deeply felt, yet his sacrifice spurred his nation forward, imbued with a resilience that would see them through the war. Adolphus's military prowess, his innovative tactics, and his bold leadership left an indelible mark. His legacy is not just in the victories he won, but in the way he transformed warfare itself. His revolutionary approach to battle strategy is studied even today, testifying to his enduring reputation as a military genius. King Gustavus Adolphus's sacrifice was not in vain. His death became a catalyst for change, a beacon of courage and determination that continues to inspire. In the annals of history, the Battle of Lutzen is a reminder that sometimes victory demands the ultimate sacrifice.